The Molly System Pro Wake Up Call podcast, and we have another amazing leader with us today. This gal, she's kind of been here almost from the beginning. Maybe not technically from day one, but man, has she not been doing attraction marketing and being attraction marketing for the better half of 2 decades. Now, this gal got started over 20 years ago, and guys, I mean, you see her today. She's in the spotlight, limelight. You know, she's got these big organizations. She's a household name, right? She wasn't that in the beginning. She was a mom, wanted to be at home with her 2 daughters and raise them and create a little bit of money to relieve some financial stress that her family was going through. Like, guys, it's, you know, we see the success reel
still a mom.
Hey
guys.
She started just like you and me and everybody else. And what's cool is that Diane never quit, right? And uniquely, Diane actually was
hello everybody
her very first year, which is, I don't know anybody in this profession that's ever done that, ever. Right? And she
I'll be up in
continued
a
to get
second.
better year after year.
Hang
Building
tight.
her audience, and, you know, acquiring her skill sets, getting really good at people. You know, people. She says all the time she's not like the most techy or slickest
I love
quote-unquote
people.
marketer, but man, oh man, does she not
I
have
love you guys.
the X factor
Happy
when it
Valentine's
comes to
Day.
people, which at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that matters. It really is.
All right. We'll get going in one second.
Especially, I mean, we're so bot-driven, automated.
I guess I pushed the button too early.
Works, but gosh darn, man, if I pull some numbers,
Okay.
I haven't done this in a while, Diane, but I'm going to guess the profit per member still trumps everyone by like 2 or 3x. Meaning she can do 2 or 3 less X in terms of like production up front, but because of what she's been able to do with people and the relationship she has and what she pours into them.
I love my members.
It just, man, it just defies what most people think is possible.
Itchy nose.
Right? And now
hey, Sam.
she travels.
Where's Waldo?
On stages. She's 100% free. She's one of our only L7 leaders inside of MLSP. And she's doing it, man. Transforming lives, building a beautiful business, showing her daughters what the heck is possible in this beautiful thing called life. And we're happy and honored to be the lead alongside of her. Please welcome one of our dear friends and amazing marketers here inside of the MLSP. Great.
Good. Same to you. I saw you're having a little staycation. Excellent. Excellent. Good morning, everybody. And welcome to the Wake Up Call and happy Valentine's Day. It is bright and sunny here in Connecticut, which is nice. And I always say, for those of you that live in cold places like I do, I always say, if you can make it till Valentine's Day, you're going to make it through the winter. So here we are on Valentine's Day, and the days are starting to get longer and things are starting to get more hopeful. And you want to take advantage of that energy and of that brightness in the afternoons and feed that into yourself. And this morning, I want to talk to you, the title of the talk, because I think, and some people will think I'm just delusional, but I was taught by my mentor, I think my talks are so important that I give them names. And you might want to start thinking about your words as being that important too. You never know who's going to be listening to you. You never know who's going to hear this, you 5 years from now, that live that you do today, that those words that you write, take them seriously. And what I mean by that is don't freak out and think, oh my God, they have to be perfect, because I'm certainly not going to be perfect this morning. In fact, I don't think I've ever been perfect in 20 years. But what I do know is that every word that falls from my lips could be impacting someone and changing their lives, perhaps you. So today's talk is called For the Love of It All. And before we started the call, Brian mentioned, I've been very successful in the industry, not being terribly technical. I mean, some of my members get frustrated with me. They're like, how do you do this? I'm like, I don't know. Ask Tony. We have tech support here. We have support. We have a webinar every week to help you with this. We have resources for you. We have directions. We have click to toggle and you get the directions. And sometimes you have to watch it 2 or 3 times, but I figured it out, and that means you can too. So I'm not the most technical, but the one thing that I have maybe the most of, and, I'm not throwing down the gauntlet. Maybe you have more, maybe you're the next up and comer because you have more. I might have the most love. Okay. Love for the space, for the industry, for the profession, for this organization, for all the members. And of course, my members, especially if you're listening this morning, I love you dearly. And because of that love, I take the time to speak words and create things and create content and show up and be present because I actually care. Now let's go back in time, because I want you to understand that when I started, I was just trying to make money. Okay. I was just trying to make some money so I could stay home with my kids. Okay. And I needed like $500. And I was out there desperate, with product in my trunk, hoping that I'd run into someone in the supermarket that I could walk them out to my car and sell them a package and make $100 that day. And I did. I mean, I'll be truthful, I had to. I did. I sold product out of my trunk. But the reason why I survived was because I made the sale and then I loved people enough to follow up and see what was going on and be present. We didn't have social media back then. So it was a call, it was a postcard in the mail, it was checking in. Today, we have the ability to love on people in ways that was never possible before, whether you have a YouTube channel or a podcast or whatever. But it took me a long time to move to the place where I could just really love on folks and create this. And I've been creating content since 2005, I think. Geez, 15 years. I've been creating content since 2005. You can look around, it's all over the place. I've been creating content since 2005. This organization's been creating content since 2008. You can still find the remnants of the very beginnings if you search, videos of Norbert from back in the day. But see, here was the problem that I was having. The challenge is I had worked on loving my team and loving my company and loving my prospects and loving everybody. But the one person I wasn't busy taking the time to love was me. I had a lot of doubts about me. I had a lot of challenges about me. I had a lot of concerns about me. I didn't think I was enough. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think people would like me. That's probably why I did such a good job with following up, because I was so afraid somebody wouldn't like me. And I was afraid they'd shun me, that I chased after them to try to make them like me. So maybe my mess was my message and a gift. But love is the center of all of this. Because see, when you love the industry and the marketplace and the profession, you don't play dirty pool. You don't take advantage of people like so many will. When you love your team, you're in there supporting them and encouraging them. When you love your organization, you don't swipe people from other people, because you understand that the organization is the golden goose. And when that stuff goes on, you're actually not just hurting, you're hurting everybody, including yourself and your own reputation and your own psyche. So love is what it all boils down to. And I know that sounds a little frou-frou, and especially for the dudes, you're like, love, come on, I just want to make money. But geez Louise, don't you love your family? Isn't that why you're doing this? Or don't you love your dream? Isn't that why you're doing this? There's something that you love that will propel you forward. I don't know what it is. It's different for each and every one of us. For me, it was my kids. I would do anything for my kids. They're grown women now, turning 24 and 26, which means I'm like, 27, right? They're grown women now, and they're out in the world and they're doing their thing. And one of them, I'm pretty sure, is going to conquer the world. She's ready to do it. She's a fancy lady now. But it was them. And it was going in their room and listening to them breathe while they slept at night that made me figure out how to make one sale today so I could be with them. It was watching them play in the park, knowing that I couldn't take them anywhere else because all I could afford was the park and a little picnic, because that's all I had. I couldn't take them to the movies like the other moms. because it cost $50 to take my whole family to the movie and buy popcorn, and I didn't have it. So taking them and loving them enough to make one more sale. And then as time went on, it was about creating this library of content and breadcrumb trail for people to follow. And I have to say, it's fun. Somebody else might get offended, but I was on the webinar Wednesday night, of course, and I'm so excited to see the direction that we're going in. And we're just really going back to those fundamentals, which, anybody who knows me knows I'm a firm fundamentals person. You take the freshman class before you take the senior class. And it's really fun to watch people making comments with words I shared here at MLSP 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. They don't even realize where they came from. And that's the beauty, because that means, and by the way, we all do Jim Rohn quotes that we don't realize where they came from, or Zig Ziglar quotes, or whoever quotes. I sat and I watched and I realized I have loved this place, and I have made an impact, and I have contributed to the lives of thousands of members that were not mine, that I didn't make a dime on. And that's what's important to me today. I can afford to take the kids to a movie. They just are grown up and don't want to go anymore. I can afford to take the cruise or the trip or do something special for Valentine's Day. And that's what the work was about then. And that's what your work, if you're financially looking to improve your life, should be about now. And then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until, quite frankly, you feel like your heart might burst. Because it's so beautiful. And I'm super excited about what we're doing. I'm super excited about what we have going on next Wednesday night. When Brian tells you to be present and promote for this, he's not kidding. And he's not telling it to, he's not telling you to, hype anything up. He's telling you because lives will change next Wednesday night. And we're entering this new era with some new paths and some new journeys and new things for you to see. And I know that there's a couple of you, because I've heard from a couple of you, and I'll say this right here in public, that got a little concerned because some things are changing. Some things are changing. But nothing is changing at all, because you have a family here that has your best interest in mind and maybe can see a little bit more than you can. And they love you. And they're adjusting so that you do well in the marketplace. And I want you to trust in that. I want you to believe in that. And I want you to know that change is good. It has been for me. And I had a rough change. It has been for me. Guys, I'm going to be over at the domain is MLSP Fan Club. Or if you're on Facebook, you can just go over to the My Lead System Pro fan page. I'm going to go over there and we can have a little chat about the love of it all. We can have a little chat about where you are and what you think you need going forward and what you want to accomplish. We're a month and a half into 2020. Spring is right around the corner. You think it isn't, but gosh, we're 45 days into the year. It seemed like yesterday was New Year's Eve. I was just looking at pictures. It was yesterday. And we're 45 days into it. And another 45 days from now, we'll be full tilt heading into spring. And it's time to lift ourselves up. It's time to decide, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to love the people out there. I'm going to put out content knowing that a lot of the people that consume it I won't directly financially benefit from. But what we're going to do is we're going to learn how circulation, the law of circulation happens, and it all comes back to you. And for those of you that are members of my Deep Abyss Mastermind, which we're going to be having next week, this year I've changed the mastermind as well. We're digging into sales psychology and marketing psychology and truly understanding people. And in understanding people, we tend to come to understand ourselves. And when we understand ourselves, there is absolutely nothing that can stop us. I'll see you guys over at MLSP Fan Club. This has been the My Lead System Pro Wake Up Call. My name's Diane Hochman. Thrilled to be with you, and happy Valentine's Day. I wish you all so much love. See you in a minute. Take care. Hey guys, to those of you that are on the live stream, I just want to wish you a very, very happy Valentine's Day. And I want to remind you, Valentine's Day, marketers, and I'm a marketer, and Gary Vaynerchuk says marketers ruin everything. We've been marketed that it's about, that special person in our lives and buying stuff. That's not what it's about. Maybe you just need to love on yourself a little bit today, especially if you don't have a partner right now in your life. And maybe you just need to love on the one that you do love. And maybe you need to reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a little while, because you may not know, but maybe they need some love today too. So have a great day. I love you guys. And if you want to join me, I'll be over at MLSP Fan Club in a minute. See you guys later.